This is the story of a 17-year-old girl who fell in love with a psychopath. But psychopaths don't understand human emotions. Trust, understanding, love, etc. are just words for them. So did things work out between the two, or did something very bad happen to them? Let's find out in detail. This is James, who is just 17 years old. He is completely sure that he is a psycho. No matter how much his dad tries to make him laugh, he has not been able to feel anything since childhood. One day he put his hand in boiling oil so that he could feel something. And he always thought of punching his dad in the face, but never had the courage. He was a very strange kind of boy. When he turned 15, he kidnapped his neighbor's cat, took it to the jungle and killed it. His insanity increased day by day. Animals were so scared of him that the mothers of rabbits, rats, bats, butterflies, quails, chicks, etc. used to scare their children with the name of James. They used to say that go to sleep or else that dangerous psychopath James will come. The same James had now left animals and was thinking of doing something bigger than them. Then Alyssa came in his life. She loves him and keeps watching him from a distance. Alyssa was also a strange type of girl. Whenever she felt tension, she would sleep under the open sky. Her stress would reduce by staring at the sky. This is her mom Gwen. Before divorce from Alyssa's dad, their behavior was very good. But after she married Tony, everything changed. In front of them, Tony would say anything nonsense to her, like she has grown up so she should wear bigger size clothes, etc. But the amazing thing is that her mom used to ignore all this even after hearing it. It was all about money. She was happy with her twin children in a desired house with a nice garden in a good area. Alyssa was also very upset with her. She did not want to stay here even for a moment. But where should she go? She is just 17 years old. All this was going on in her mind during lunchtime. Then one of her friends messaged her while she was sitting right in front of her. Alyssa slammed the phone in anger. What is the use of such a mobile when they cannot talk to each other even when they are so close? Then her eyes fell on James, who was sitting alone and having his lunch. When Alyssa asked him for a date, he could not refuse. Because he was already planning to kill someone. Alyssa was new in school, so no one would even suspect him of killing her. Thinking this, he started pretending to love her. Then both of them reached James's house, suppressing their desires. James's dad had gone to work and his mom lived in Japan. Alyssa started the work for which she had come, but James did not have any kind of feelings inside him. They both were not even able to succeed in their respective plans when James's dad came, and both their desires remained unfulfilled. James's dad was very happy to see his girlfriend because till now he thought James was something else. He thought that there was something wrong with him. Well, today the desire of both of them could not be fulfilled. So Alyssa gave him the time of 11 a.m. tomorrow. The next day James sat ready with the plan to kill Alyssa from 10 o'clock. Here Alyssa was also thinking about James, how good James is. How safe she feels with him. Meanwhile, guests came to her house. Actually, Tony had organized a party at home today, due to which she got trapped. James kept waiting with a knife. It was almost 12 noon, but she did not come. Alyssa's stepfather's disgusting acts were increasing day by day. Her mother did not do anything even after seeing all this because she was worried about her luxurious life. If Tony got angry someday, who knows, this comfort would go out of her hands. Alyssa started feeling that now there is nothing left for her in this house. From here she reached James's house at around 2 o'clock. She was very sad. James was in the mood to kill her with a knife in his hand, when she said, "Let's run away from here somewhere else." Anyway, James was not happy here with his bald dad. He had told this to Alyssa. Then what happened? James punched his dad hard, as he wanted to do since childhood, and then both of them fled with his car. On the way, James was thinking of different ways to kill Alyssa. How will she scream? What will be the scene? On the other hand, Alyssa was obsessed with something else 24 hours a day. In this affair, their car crashed and the car was completely destroyed. Now what to do? Both of them got into a dilemma. James told them to go back home because if he hits her here, he will be caught because of the car. But Alyssa was in no mood to return, no matter what. Somehow they crossed the jungle and reached the main highway to get a lift. James tried a lot but no one was stopping the car. Alyssa was completely confident that people were not stopping their car seeing her naked and crippled. Maybe if someone of that type would stop the car. The very next moment a 50-year-old man stopped his car and gave them a lift. He also gave clothes to James. A very good bonding also developed between the three of them. From the conversation it was revealed that this old man was a retired army officer. Seeing their condition, he sensed that something was wrong with them. That is why he started asking for James's mom's phone number so that he could inform their family that they were fine. James immediately said that his mom was dead. Hearing this, suddenly Alyssa's face showed surprise. James's mother lives in Japan. Then why is he saying this? Well, whatever it is, they have not done anything wrong. They have just gone for a stroll. This is what James told Faji. While traveling, they stopped at a cafe in the evening to eat something. It was found that they did not have any money. Faji fed them on his own and also introduced them to his family. He also told them the address, etc. Then Alyssa said that your younger son Jack looks like a pig. That means she was making fun of the one whose face she was eating. Faji was shocked and worried that what type of girl is this? In front of him, she is calling his son a pig. Somehow he controlled himself and then the same thing happened which he feared. As soon as Alyssa went out, James went to the washroom and Faji followed him. Here his reality came to the fore. James was shocked that what is happening to him. It was her good luck that Alyssa came there looking for them, otherwise a disaster would have happened. The next moment she started threatening the soldier that she will go and tell all this to his wife, their babies and even to the police. And in this way she blackmailed the soldier and looted all his money. The soldier knew that this girl is outspoken and will say anything in front of anyone, so he thought it best to loosen his pocket. After the soldier left, they remained silent for a long time. Then James told them that he is not at all like she is thinking. Actually he could not understand what he should do in this situation. Alyssa told that if someone is doing wrong with her then he should stop him immediately. But how could James tell that he does not feel anything? He did not say much. If asked anything, he would just answer in yes, no, ha, no. Seeing this behavior of his, Alyssa started feeling that something bad must have happened to him in childhood. But unless he tells, how will we and Alyssa know? Well, whatever it is, from here they reached a hotel, booked a room and then started watching TV together. After some time Alyssa went to the washroom. James took out a knife and quickly stuck himself to the wall so that as soon as she comes out, he will spoil her game. It was revealed that she was crying inside due to the separation from her family. Hearing this James stopped for the time being. Well, he is a psychopath as he himself admits. So did he feel something from Alyssa's crying? Is he changing? Well, whatever it is, Alyssa came out and went downstairs and called home. She had to talk to her mother. Tony was on the line and he made her understand in clear words that her mom does not want to talk to her. Whereas it was not so. She wanted to talk but Tony stopped her by gesturing. This means that he does not want Alyssa to ever return home. Here Alyssa started thinking of going to her real father who had left her 10 years ago. Because according to Alyssa, he is very good and also sends her cards every year on her birthday. That very night Alyssa gave James two options. If he is spending time with her then he should return to his home, or if he loves her then he can go with her to her dad's house. When James did not return home even after 2 days, his dad called the police. The next morning they left the hotel, and found out that Alyssa's dad lives far away. They got very tired walking in search of the train station. Then they found a closed house in a lonely place. There was dust on the windows and the door was also full. It means that no one had come here for months. Alyssa broke the window and decided to stay here for a day or two. The person whose house it was a professor by profession. He had kept every comfort here. These people enjoyed it to the fullest and had food, and then Alyssa went to sleep alone in the room. Maybe even today she was crying remembering her mother. Here James had nothing to do so he started checking the stuff lying there. Then he found a camera in which there were pictures of many girls who were killed after being tortured. There was also a very painful video footage. It means that the owner of this house was a hunter of girls. He went to tell this to Alyssa but she was not in the mood to listen to anything. She just wanted to be alone. After some time when she fell asleep, James also came inside and slept on the floor under the bed. The awakening of feelings for Alyssa inside him was nothing less than a miracle. Here we see the professor outside the house who entered in surprise after seeing the lights of his house lit. Drinks etc. were lying on the table. He slowly picked up a weapon and headed towards the bedroom. As soon as he heard his footsteps, James hid under the bed. Alyssa was caught. At first it seemed that he was behaving well with her. As soon as Alyssa told him that she was alone, seeing the house closed, she came here to stay tonight. Then the professor quickly locked the door. Alyssa had understood what was going to happen to her next. The next moment the professor pounced on her like a hungry wolf. Meanwhile James took out a knife and killed that ghost. They kept thinking about this for a while, then as much as possible, he erased all the evidence of his coming here. They hid the knife near the pool and spread the photos of the innocent girls who were victims of the professor around their bodies, gathered the bedsheets etc. and left from there. After going some distance, they burnt the bedsheets etc. Alyssa did not burn her jacket because it was her dad's jacket, which she loved very much. After traveling for a few hours, they found a railway station where both of them changed their appearance because Alyssa was afraid that if someone saw them coming out of that house, then there would be trouble. That is exactly what happened. A local boy had seen them entering the house. He told Detective Terry and Mary about their appearance, and also that the girl was wearing a brown-colored leather jacket that looked like a torn one. So what happened was that the next day after the night of the professor's murder, the professor's mom came to look for him. Then she called the police and they came to know about the professor's murder. Meanwhile, the professor's mom destroyed all the evidence against the professor before the police arrived. Based on the testimony of this boy, they now have two suspects in this murder. There was no train today to the place where Alyssa's dad lived, so they will have to stay here till tomorrow. Meanwhile, Alyssa started asking, "Where did you get that knife from? Do you keep a knife with you?" James started stammering and she started getting scared of him from within because James's behavior was strange and also his murdering in this manner and having a knife with him were not good signs. James had also sensed that Alyssa had started getting scared of him. From there they went to a cafe where Alyssa made an excuse of going to the washroom and disappeared. Even after waiting for a long time when she did not return, James also left on his way. Meanwhile, Terry and Mary reached James's dad's house because he had filed a missing person report for James. On inquiry, it was found that the day he left the house, his girlfriend Alyssa was also with him. Alyssa was wearing her dad's jacket. That brown jacket was special for her, she herself had mentioned it. Hearing this, their suspicion on Alyssa and James deepened. At the crime scene too, that boy had seen a girl wearing a brown jacket. James's dad recognized the knife they had found there. He had given this knife to James on his birthday when he was 13 years old. Terry and Mary were unable to understand what kind of parents would give knives as gifts to their children. James's dad said that he was asking for a sword, but he convinced him and gave him a small knife. The DNA test report matched with Alyssa. Everything became clear that Alyssa and James were at the professor's house on the night of the murder. But who committed the murder was still a mystery for them. Alyssa's mom also came to know about this. On the other hand, Alyssa fell asleep at a bus stand while James met some boys on the way to whom he paid money to beat him. Actually, he wanted to know whether he was a psychopath or Alyssa's love had changed him. He was able to fully feel the pain of the boys beating him and separation from Alyssa. Now he had full faith in himself that he was no longer a psychopath. The next moment he called the police and told them about a murder. The police of that area picked him up. From here the story goes into flashback. James and his mom went out for a trip somewhere after taking permission from his dad. James kept playing and his mom died in front of him by drowning in water along with the car. The policeman asked James when all this happened. 11 years ago, he told. Meaning he had come here to tell about the murder of the professor, but at the last moment he got scared and started telling the story of his mom's death. And also that his dad is also dead. On this basis the policeman talked to his senior, then he decided that it would be better to send James to some social service group. From now on they will take care of James. James did not want to get into this trouble at all, so he ran away seeing the opportunity. On the other hand, Alyssa after waking up moved forward thinking that she did the right thing by leaving James behind. But one mistake happened. She should not have left her looted money with him. Then her period started, meaning she was fed up with unemployment. She did not have any money, so she went to the nearby shopping mall to steal. She was running away after stealing some clothes when the guard caught her. That guard was going to prepare a report to call the police after checking, etc. Then came the news that a customer's 5-year-old daughter is missing. Her hair is brown and she is wearing gray jeans. The guard asked Alyssa to stay there and went out to look for the girl. Alyssa also ran behind her. She saw a girl playing in the street ahead whose hair is brown and she is wearing gray jeans. Alyssa did not think for a moment that if she goes back, the guard will catch her again. Fearlessly, she left the girl with her dad. The guard also let her go after giving her a warning. But she was not going to mend her ways. On the other hand, James had left for the same cafe where Alyssa had left him. He knew very well that she would not be there. Still, he kept walking on the same path like a mad person. Ahead in a street, he saw a girl who looked like Alyssa, but she was someone else. As the day ended, Alyssa also started realizing that she should not have left James alone. She did not know whether he was alive or dead. After all, she killed that professor to save his life. But alas, she will never be able to meet him again. Thinking this, she reached the cafe. James was sitting there waiting for her. Both of them did not have the slightest belief that they would ever meet again. Both of them said sorry to each other, then they stole a car and left for Alyssa's dad's house. They played songs and danced all night. By the next day, Alyssa had started thinking that they had done a favor to the police by killing that dreaded professor. Maybe they would give them a medal for this when they meet them. Well, only time will tell whether they will get a medal or jail. Meanwhile, the petrol in the car was about to finish. But they had no money, so they made a plan to fill petrol with the engine running and then run away. Seeing them, the owner felt something was wrong and came out to see. Filling petrol with the engine running is not allowed, so she asked the driver to turn off the engine. It was revealed that they had started the car by making some jugaad. The next moment she started telling Lawlin to call the police. But Lawlin is Lawlin. He ignores small things. The owner completely surrounded Alyssa so that she does not run away and kept following her to get the payment. Finally, James got suspicious and started scaring them by pointing a fake gun at them. The owner understood that his hand was under the clothes and he was fooling her. Then what happened? Both of them together caught the owner and locked him inside. But Lawlin did not even utter a word, because Lawlin is Lawlin. After this, they went straight to Alyssa's dad's house. When they knocked on the door, there was some other woman inside. She told them that Leslie doesn't live there anymore. They got the address of their new house and moved ahead. On the other hand, the professor's mom felt guilty or whatever. She took the professor's camera and went to the police station. This made it clear that the professor was a beast who killed girls mercilessly. Still, they cannot leave Alyssa and James. Maybe they would have killed the professor in self-defense, but it is the court's job to decide this. And their job is to catch both of them, so they will first catch them and then the court will decide whatever happens. Here, after a lot of effort, they found Alyssa's dad. At first, he could not recognize him because he was seeing him after a long time. But when he recognized him, he hugged him out of happiness. Alyssa showed them all the cards that he used to send her on every birthday. Then they came to the point that she and her boyfriend James needed a place to stay here for a few days. Have you run away from your mom's house or is there something else? Leslie asked. Well, whatever the reason for their coming here, they will discuss it some other day. Leslie lived alone on the seashore. He had grown old but his antics were like those of a child. After playing with him for some time, James started feeling inside that Leslie was a complete fool. Anyway, Leslie also had a boat on which they planned to travel. Then Leslie's friend came with some work due to which they had to cancel the boat ride. It was found out that Alyssa's dad is a drug dealer. But Alyssa did not have any objection to this. After finishing their work, they went to drink beer. Leslie was so happy with Alyssa's coming here as if he had won a lottery of crores. Dance, dance. I don't know which dance steps both father and daughter did together. Both were very happy. After some time, the woman who used to live in Leslie's old house came here. It was revealed that she was his wife and they also have a son. Alyssa was completely stunned because Leslie had never mentioned about them. On top of that, his wife started demanding money from him that she wanted uniform fees for her child, household expenses, etc. Poor Leslie could not bear so many questions at once and ran away with the car. In this process, a dog came under his car, its neck got broken. Killing it was the last option. James picked up a stone to kill it but did not have the courage. It became so happy that it started crying. But Alyssa could not understand why it was crying. Well, you people are intelligent, you must have understood. In the end, Alyssa had to kill that dog. Here, the police had come to know about the activities and location of both of them from that petrol pump. A few kilometers away from this petrol pump is the house of Alyssa's dad, Leslie. Detectives had found out this, and also that Alyssa must have gone to her dad's house. Terry and Mary immediately left to catch them. They traveled the whole day and it became evening, due to which they had to stop. By now the news had spread that 2 children are absconding after murdering a professor. Whoever gives their location will get a reward. Leslie was also watching this news. Alyssa and James were enjoying at the beach. Then Mary got the current location of both Alyssa and James from secret sources. She left to catch them without telling Terry. After an hour she reached that place. Then she secretly went near the house and tried to peep inside, but nothing was visible from outside. So she slowly opened the door and entered inside. There was no one else there except Leslie. Alyssa and James slept happily at the beach. After waking up, they talked about their mom and dad for hours. James thought that his mom died because of the trouble caused by his dad. That is why he hated his dad. Alyssa started hating her dad along with her mom. Her dad keeps roaming from one city to another. She started feeling that she must have at least 1 or 2 siblings in every city. If you look closely, her mom is the best among them. Anyway, both of them were only 17 years old and were telling each other whatever they could think. Then they thought that this place is not safe, let's run away from here to some foreign country. There they will change their names and start everything from the beginning. A bot will be perfect to run away from here. Here Detective Mary was waiting for them. Terry had also left after calling the local police. Meanwhile, both of them were seen coming from the front. When they went inside the house, Leslie was sleeping peacefully. Alyssa woke him up and then started cursing him that what kind of a father are you? I was missing the whole night and you did not even come to look for me. By the way, Leslie had not locked the door for them. Well, both of them are going on a bot ride, so they need the keys of the bot. Leslie had seen on the news last night that they have escaped after committing murder. And now they are trying to escape with her bot. Who have you both killed? Both of them were shocked on hearing this question. Leslie told that their news has been spread on TV. The police has put a reward on the heads of both of them. No matter how much Alyssa tried, her dad did not give her the keys, and assured her that he will make everything fine. Then he went on the pretext of making tea and called the police. After this, whatever happened with Alyssa, how the professor was forcing himself on her, and they told her that they killed him. James did not know why he was having some doubts on Leslie. It was revealed that she called the police in greed for the reward. The police were on the line. James confessed on the phone itself that he killed the professor. The next moment Alyssa stabbed her father in the thigh while abusing him. She was completely convinced that her dad was a selfish person. Then why did he send her cards on her birthday? She came to know that all that was also a lie. Her mom used to do such things which she shouldn't have done. Otherwise she would never have followed her dad and this mess would not have happened. Anyway, Alyssa agreed to go to jail with James. But when she came to know that James will turn 18 today as it is his birthday, both of them will stay in different jails. Then Alyssa broke Mary's face with the butt of the gun and they ran away towards the boat with the key of the boat. It was found that the sea water had gone back inside. Meanwhile, Terry also reached with the policeman. A raid was conducted inside the house where Mary and Leslie were lying unconscious. Here, when it was confirmed that they will be caught by the police, James made up a story that he had kidnapped Alyssa and he had killed the professor. If she gives such a statement, the police will not do anything to her. This way James will get trapped, which she never wanted. Then James hit Alyssa in front of the police and ran away. Alyssa kept screaming and pleading but the police did not stop firing. Suddenly the sound of a sniper gun echoed in the air. Then everything became absolutely quiet.